What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another Chaos Zero Nightmare video. I am back from my semi-hiatus. I will be uploading a lot more CZN content for you guys because I was kind of just waiting for this patch and for the new character to drop because I got kind of burnt out, but we are back, boys. And today we're looking at the live stream that just happened, which basically revealed Chizuru's kit. And I'm going to summarize it for you guys because the live stream went on for about an hour and there was a lot of filler. And it's not really the people that came out on the live stream, it's their fault or anything like that. It's mostly just, I think the way the live stream set up from the higher ups could be just a bit better. So I think they did well for what they had, you know, in terms of resources. But today I'm just going to summarize it very quickly because I know a lot of you guys probably didn't want to sit through the whole thing. And I actually used a bot to screenshot all the important points, and I went back and yeah, it's pretty much everything. So first thing is Chizuru is a Void Psionic. This is confirmed, you can see. Was pretty much already confirmed beside her attribute, which was on the website as purple, which means void, but you'll see 100% she's void now. It was just confirmed in the live stream. This is her special lobby. This looks pretty good. I think this rivals Yuki's lobby screen. Honestly, I think it might be better. Why, you might ask? Do you really have to ask? But this is the lobby screen, so I think just because of her lobby screen, you know, she might be worth pulling for, you know what I'm saying? Next, we have the mechanics. So her kit is really confusing, I'm not gonna lie. I had to read this a ton of times, but I'm gonna try to summarize it somewhat. Of course, I could be wrong, so if you guys think I'm misinterpreting it, which could happen because it's my first time, not my first time looking at it, but it just came out like an hour ago, then let me know down below. But you're gonna see that she can use her initiation card, Hellfire, and then you can apply this unique debuff to enemies, and then attack them to gain exclusive resources. Kind of like that Commence the Hunt under Hugo where it stacks. You'll get up to 5 stacks of this resource, which you'll see. And whenever you obtain exclusive resources, you get a bind card, and every bind card you obtain will keep stacking into one card, and it gets stronger and stronger. And then the more hits a card deal, you'll get more of those resources. So basically, you want to use characters that have multi-hits with Chizuru, because that way you'll be able to stack your resource and just combine into a stronger card. So that is basically going to be the gameplay loop, and that special card is going to be Shadow of the Moon, okay? So I don't know why they keep saying like unique resource and then reference it to Cursed Shackles and then call it, you know, the bind card. They should just name it one thing in the entire, you know, infographic, but it's okay. You're just basically spamming a ton of multi-hit cards to fuse your bind card into a stronger attack. That is pretty much all you really need to know. Now you can see, this is like the other screenshot I have where they talk about the bind cards. It's the same thing, you're just stacking it into one card, Shadow of the Moon, which is going to hit very hard. It stacks up to 5 times. And then you'll also see Inhibit is going to be on her. So she cannot gain AP except at the start of her turn or on Ravage. But this will allow you to do more hits with your Shadow of the Moon. Basically means anything that gives you AP in your deck will not work. So you're going to have to make new decks with her, which is pretty annoying, but Mika is not an option for her. You're going to just want to have characters that will draw a lot and have very low cost cards, 0 cost cards, because you need characters to spam 0 cost cards to stack her bind, and then you need the AP to play her cards. So can't use Mika. You're probably going to just end up using Tressa and Ray, honestly, because they have low cost cards and they will buff her damage. So I think it kind of limits her team comps, but honestly, if you didn't include this, it would still limit her team comps because she'd be used with Mika only. So it's like a good and bad thing, right? And this frees up your Mika for your other team in 2-team content, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You'll also see when an ally uses an attack card other than a bind card on a target with Cursed Shackles, she gains 1 stack, and then as those stacks keep stacking, when you get to 5, you create that Shadow of the Moon card. So that's essentially your gameplay. Just spam low-cost cards with her. These are her cards. I know it's like very blurry, but unfortunately this is like the resolution from the stream. So I think you guys can barely see it. I apologize, I'll read it. Basically the first 3 cards, all right, it's just an attack and a shield. You have multi-hit on her attacks to stack it. You'll also see the initiation card is that Cursed Shackles effect. Cursed Shackles will add 1 hit. You'll also see you have stuff to generate more Will-O-Wisps. And you'll also see that at the start of your turn, you gain Inhibit, which is going to prevent you from getting AP, but you'll also decrease cost by 1 until 1 random cards of other combatants are used. So all of your cards get discounted basically until a random card of another combatant is used. So I guess you could remove it and play like the AP Mika deck, but I think this is probably what you're going to want to use because overall it should just gain you more AP. You also have Oni Hunt, 3 multi-hit attack, also will increase the damage of your next bind card, and your bind card is going to be the Shadow of the Moons here. You'll see that it does damage. It also heals for your max HP, which is pretty cool. It doesn't heal that much though, and the damage will increase with the bind stack. So yeah, like I said, resolution's pretty low. Not my fault, I swear. I tried my best, but that is what it is. Next we have our ego skill, Moonlight of High Tide. For each Shadow of the Moon created, so every time you create that card, it gets increased damage up to 10 times. So basically like a finisher move to one-shot bosses at the end. Pretty cool. Costs 5 points. I think it'll be very strong for single target situations, and her entire kit's around single target. So she's like the opposite of Yuki, which is a good thing, right? Because now you have an AoE damage dealer and a single target one. And then we have her dupes. So these are her dupes here. You're gonna see that her second dupe is absolutely busted. Whenever you use that Shadow of the Moon Plus, which is like that generated card, or that, you know, I guess fused card, you gain another one. Yeah. Level 4, you will actually gain a stacking damage buff when you fuse cards. And then of course, it gets even better at level 6. So honestly, the dupes for her look pretty OP. I think her level 2 is like insane value. It's not like the most OP one, but for the value, for just 2 dupes, I say just 2 dupes, it's a lot, but if you get her to 2 dupes, she'll be very strong. I think before that though, she'll probably be still pretty strong. I'll have to test her out. I do have enough to get 3 copies of her, so maybe I'll get her to level 2, we'll have to see, depending on how she does in my testing, but that is her Manifest Ego. Then we have her partner, Itsuku. So this is going to just give you attack every time your cards stack. So basically when you bind cards together, you get increased card damage, attack card damage, and then every time you use an attack card, you will deal 3 hits and deal fixed damage. So I don't know if that'll work with the bind effect, we'll have to see, but looks pretty good for her. And then 200% damage to all enemies, applies Fierce Winds effect for the active skill, and then the Fierce Winds active skill will make your attack cards do more damage for 1 turn. That looks pretty OP. So I think this is going to be an insane partner for her. Makes sense because that's how they always do it. But I think you'll want to go for it if you pull for Chizuru. I'm sure there are other 4-star partners that'll be okay. Actually, will they be? Because she's a psionic, right? So the psionic ones are very reliant on exhausting and generating status ailment cards. So maybe this is like the only choice. These are the recommended combinations. So yeah, I think the top one is definitely going to be recommended. Second one, okay, I guess. Luke is a red unit here. Okay, I don't know why. The third team, you have her with Nia and Yuki. I don't really know how this will work, to be honest, but that's interesting. You have to run like a specific Yuki build, which has like very low cost cards, which is like the only way I see it working. Nia's also missing her headphones. Oh god. Okay, anyways, we're moving on. And now we have the story update. So the season main story chapter 2 is coming out. New battle missions are added. Okay, self-explanatory. Chaos Lab 0, there's new identified areas offering 2 types of fate. You can decrease turn draw by 1, and at the start of your turn, you draw 1 attack card and the damage goes up. Or at the start of battle, you create 2 ambush attack cards. And these are going to be obtainable as unidentified area rewards. So interesting, doesn't really shake up too much. And then you'll also see that for Laboratory 0, there's a new hidden boss that appears. This is going to happen from decision-dependent hidden events. Don't really know what that means. I guess it kind of tracks the decisions you make, and you have to do a specific order. I'm sure someone will crack the code in like the first day. But basically, these new bosses, this one has like 15k health, it looks like. I don't know what level this is, but this looks pretty cool. I assume it just gives you insane drops, or like maybe like an option to copy your card if you kill it, which would be super nice. But that is a hidden boss coming, so I'm very excited about that. Really big change is the Codex improvements though. Now the tunnels will always appear, not always appear. Now the tunnels will appear, have a chance to appear in every single Chaos world in the Codex, in the Zero system. And if you actually encounter a tunnel, you'll get a forbidden card by chance. Sometimes you won't because you know the RNG in this game. But if you do find that tunnel, so what ends up happening is that save data you get from the Chaos world will be used in season content. So you can actually farm season decks now in Zero system as long as you get that dimensional tunnel, which is pretty cool. Some of the forbidden cards I feel like stacked with some of the monster cards restricted to some worlds, like Spirit Kafox, with like the One that has the attunement ability that allows you to draw one and AP one, right? Would be super strong. So yeah, I feel like this would be absolutely crazy. Very good though. This allows you to actually not just do only one world. I was so burnt out of Laboratory Zero, man. I'm so happy this is in the game. So finally, I don't have to do one world. I can choose between six times the options, which is absolutely crazy. So I'm very happy about that. Next, we have the last boss of Nebula Distortion. It is going to be that guy that sucks up your cards. Don't really know how hard it'll be or what extra mechanics we'll have. So he does come out, sweet dream. Hopefully we will be able to take it down on day one. But I assume it'll get harder, right? Kentress was the easiest one, then it was Family Head being slightly harder, and now Sweet Dream is the last one. Maybe it'll be the hardest. We'll have to see. Also, we have the Great Rift system coming. This is going to be the new area of content. You can see from the picture, there's like AoE. They're also weak to order, which means that Yuki's going to get a lot of value here. I think they did it on purpose. You'll also see you need 2 teams. Vanguard and Rearguard. I believe the Vanguard just wants to kill fast to progress into the second team, and then your Rearguard will just keep going for a certain amount of turns to try to get the highest score possible. So you do have a certain turn limit. You want the Vanguard to clear as fast as they can, and then your Rearguard team wants to be like scaling to try to just score very high. And the first half runs for 3 weeks until Christmas, and then you'll be able to get a ton of rewards from your cumulative reward, your record reward, and your ranking reward, which is very, very cool. And then I assume the second half would run after Christmas. And then of course we have the Blackhorn shop. This is the other shop coming to the game. You'll be able to get more summons, more materials and stuff like that. Pretty much it. Nothing else too crazy about the shop. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And then we also have the second supply store. This is going to have more summons, and also the Omega Code, the free dupe to all 5-star combatants, including Chizuru. So if you want to get your Chizuru to T2, C2, A2, E2, X2, Y2, Z2, whatever you call it, this will make it a lot easier, right? You have that Omega Code, or if you have just like any other character you want to dupe up, you can finally get that Omega Code from the second supply store. I thought it'd come in the third one, but it's coming to this second one, which is releasing after the maintenance. So I'm very happy about that. Next up, we have the new memory fragment set. This is going to be a void set and also the instinct set, the yellow class affinity element set. You'll see that when you hit 2 times with the 1 attack card, you'll get extra damage to void cards, so obviously made for Chizuru. Could be used on stuff like Rin and Tressa, I guess, because they have some multi-hit attacks, but obviously this was made for Chizuru. Also, you see that the instinct card one, extra damage against ravaged targets. I feel like it's for what's her name? The shielding character, Calliope, because she has a lot of ways to ravage, so which is basically like breaking, right? Weakness breaking. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. All of the memory fragments I farmed beforehand for Chizuru are now not gonna be good for her. So I guess I'll farm new ones. And I guess I have a lot of memory fragments for, I guess, I don't know, just other void characters. Next thing, they're adding Unigram. Basically, you can message your combatants. Some of you might be looking at this and be thinking like, why do I want to do this? Well, usually when this is implemented into games like HSR, Genshin, stuff like that, you get crystals and they like sometimes give you like quests. So I assume they'll give you battle missions sometimes or like special stuff to do. You can raise probably like affinity. They'll probably give you crystals, materials. So even though it's pretty useless to those people that don't like this type of stuff, you'll still get some materials. So not completely useless. Affinity improvements. So now they're adding preferred gifts for each combatant. You'll get extra affinity. Pretty much it. Future updates will feature special reactions from combatants upon receiving gifts. Very curious what that means, but my expectations are very high now. My imagination is expanding, so that is that. Growth improvements. This is like the biggest one, right? So the amount of units it costs to level up your combatants and partners, it's 20% of that amount now after the patch. Everything you spent until the patch, you'll get back as a refund. So that's really cool. It's only units though. So upgrade materials, partner upgrade materials and stuff like that. And even like spending units for, I think it's for potentials and memory fragments, it's the same. So it seems really good. It is very good. So you'll get a lot of units back, but there's still going to be a decent amount of unit sync and a decent amount of material farming you'll still have to do. So don't get overly excited, but yes, it's good to be excited about this because you get a ton of stuff back. Also, Ray's special lobbies added. You get it with level 7. This one looks pretty cool as well. She was like one of the only characters that don't have it, so finally she gets it. quick formation improvements are also happening, so just QoL, you can now just move 2 or more combatants with multi-select, so it just makes it a lot easier. Nothing too crazy, game-changing, but it does save you some time. And now they have other improvements. So first one's the biggest one. You can see your faint memory and maximum memory capacity during the Chaos gameplay, which is huge. You'll also be able to see dimensional tunnels, shops, and rare species always on the minimap, so you don't have to look for those 2 events in a row, those 2 question mark stages in a row. Voice lines for certain NPCs, improving text clarity for some confusing equipment items. I'll believe it when I see it because they said this a lot of times and then it's still confusing. Choices to obtain gift items in policies, cool. Improved animation for immediate recovery from breakdown state, okay. Divine Representative is getting changed to make it so that you can go through quicker. Turn indicator at the bottom in-game battle log, which is great for Basin. And yeah, same thing for Basin at the end. So that is the QoL other improvements. And then last but not least, we have the event, the check-in event. I think there's going to be just a lot of rewards you can get, up to 21 days. So you want to make sure you're logging in. This is going to happen after the maintenance. Now, before I end the video though, I want to show you guys Chizuru's animations and I guess like the voiceovers. It looks pretty badass, so let's watch it together. In case you didn't miss it, I probably should have played it earlier when I was talking about her, but let's just hype her up a little bit more before we end the video. I don't know if you guys can really hear, but she looks bad ass. Oh my, the physics go crazy. Yeah, you can see her animations here from her cards. It doesn't really showcase what she does really, but there will be another clip later that does. But I will say, her animations look amazing. Even like this one where she's standing, wowzers. Yeah, I gotta pull for her. Oh my god. That's kind of looking mommy AF. What is this, her ego skill? Oh my. Yeah, and this is like where they showcase her combat a bit. Pretty simple. You know, you're pairing her with Tressa Ray. I think this is going to be the combination everyone tries out first, including myself. But Ray's here because she can buff void damage, right? So you can buff both Chizuru and Tressa to void characters. You can see the cards fusing. Yep, Shadow of the Moon. Oh my. I need that. I need this character. Yeah, now they'll showcase her against the boss. So Tressa's really good because she generates a ton of daggers, right? And then with these daggers, you can start stacking up her Will-O-Wisp. You can see at the top left, it's like stacking a lot of the times. Yeah, and her single target looks pretty decent. I assume she's not even on like the craziest gear or like optimized, right? Wow, that's actually crazy. No, you are not uncomfortable. I like this. I like this character. I think I might have to pull for her. But yeah, that is pretty much Chizuru and her animation. Let me know down below what you guys think about the patch. I'll probably make a separate video because I think in the Japanese live stream they actually showed the epiphanies and talked about her kit more. So I'll probably have to translate that and then upload another video later today or tomorrow. So you guys can, you know, wait for that. But thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.